It's been an interesting history because the reason for hyperbaric oxygen being present in Milwaukee stems from a man who had nothing to do with hyperbaric oxygen. It was Dr. Carl Zenz. Carl was the medical director for Alice Chalmers International, and his office was here in Milwaukee. And he decided that he wanted to do some studies in contaminants that you find in industry, like vanadium pentoxide dust and weird stuff like that. And he wanted to build some kind of a chamber where he could put animals and perhaps eventually even humans to study the effects of various toxins. So he called up Mr. Knisely, who was the CEO, I guess you'd call it. He tried to get Mr. Knisely to agree to put it somewhere in the hospital. And Mr. Knisely said, well, you know, we're a community hospital. We're not a research place, but maybe we could find a garage somewhere to put it in. One of the members of the board of directors had been reading the Reader's Digest and had come across an article on hyperbaric medicine, which was supposed to cure everything from hangnails to cancer. And so they all got interested in it, and they decided that, hey, this thing is a de facto hyperbaric chamber. You can get pressure in it, so let's get it and be the first on the block to have this new toy. I think that was about 1964. And this is Bonnie, the larger chamber. And then there was the other one, Clyde, which was the smaller chamber. And they were called Knisely's Folly because they were sitting in the basement and nothing was going on. They weren't being used. Now, Mr. Knisely had hired an ex-Navy first-class diver to take care of the machinery so it wouldn't rust. And he'd run it to pressure occasionally. And the rest of the time he spent working with the hospital maintenance staff because there was nothing going on down in the hyperbaric unit. The chambers have been sitting here for about 3 or 4 years. And I came in 1969. Actually, it was Carl Zenz who had called my commanding officer at the submarine base in New London, where I was then stationed. I was teaching at submarine school. He said, Eric, you're getting out pretty soon. Would you be interested in the job? And I said, well, I've been 14 years trying to get out of the frozen tundra of Wisconsin, getting back east to where I was born. But, okay, I'll go out and look at it. And when I came down the ramp there and looked at these 2 new chambers, and I could do anything I wanted with them and didn't have to get anybody's permission, not even the Secretary of the Navy. I mean, I could do human research in there. When I started in this field, it was essentially a research field. There were no guidelines for anything. Now, the only thing I knew worked was for gas gangrene, because I treated one in the Navy. And the other thing we knew it would treat was carbon monoxide poisoning. And beyond that, nobody knew. There was nothing. I appointed 18 people from around the country, mostly from academia and the military. And we looked at some 64 different disorders that had been touted to improve with hyperbaric oxygen. We managed to single out a few where we began to have some realistic, maybe no double-blind studies, but we had realistic clinical experience now showing that it seemed to help.